I work with a lot of artists who's gone on to become quite successful in their space. However, there's a lot of big mistakes that a lot of new artists who come to me face. So in this video, I want to go over a lot of the biggest mistakes that a lot of you guys make and what you should do instead so you can go on to become very successful as an artist. What's up guys, it's Adrian and welcome back to my channel. So the number one mistake that a lot of new artists come to me with is that they think that a lot of the bigger artists are more talented than they are. This is a huge mistake because if an artist is successful in their space, in their niche, that does not mean that they're more talented than you. How often have you seen artists out there where you're like, oh my gosh, I can do that way better than they can, but how are they achieving this kind of success and I'm not? And again, there's many factors that comes into play that I'll go over later in this video, but there's many factors that comes to play that determines your success or not as an artist. So thinking this way will keep you trapped. Because someone else is successful at something does not mean they are more talented than you at that thing. The second big mistake is that a lot of artists think that someone else's success happens because of luck or because of an accident. This is simply not true because we don't see the amount of work that these other artists are putting in under the table. No one likes to show their flaws. So you only see the best. That's what entire social media is based on. Instagram is based off of that. People aren't vulnerable and showing the negativities or the bad sides of their life. They only show you the good parts. So it's very hard for people or artists in general to see what other artists have to go through in order to get to where they are. A lot of artists out there use their current circumstance to say that this is the reason why I'm not successful. But I'm here to tell you that there's tons of people and artists who've probably been in worse situations than you, who've gone on to become massively successful. So the flaw here or the mistake here is you are only limited by your own belief. You are the one that placed the limitations on yourself, not others. No one else can place a limitation on you. It's up to you to make a decision, create a plan, and go for it. And don't make excuses. Excuses will hold you back. So your success is determined by the limitations you place on yourself, not the limitations that other people place on you. It's not just purely based on talent. If you're an artist and you think you're gonna make it successfully super big just based off pure talent, that is going to be a very slim chance. People don't become successful just based off talent. They have to put in a lot of behind the scene work. What you're seeing on the front end is not necessarily what they had to do to get to where they are today. So your ability to network, build a team, do marketing, do sales, so your ability to do all of those things is what's going to separate you from everyone else and what's going to determine how far you make it as an artist. So since I'm on the topic, let's talk about belief. One of the biggest factors you need as an artist is to have massive beliefs in yourself. No matter what someone says about you, if they don't believe you, there's naysayers, you have to believe and see it yourself. Because again, the only limitations is the ones placed on yourself by you. But if you believe that you will make it massively successful and you're willing to put in the work, willing to study, willing to invest in yourself, willing to make amazing music, there's a lot higher chance of you becoming successful as an artist than if you were to just base it basically on talent. Belief and a decision is the number one factor, or it's the starting point at least, for you as an artist to become successful. So the next mistake is a lot of artists compare themselves with other artists. This is very bad because not everyone is at the same level of their career. So you cannot, or you should not, compare yourself to artists on a much higher level than you. They may have resources that you may not have right now, but in the beginning, they may not have had any resources at all. So use other artists as inspiration, learn about them, study about their lifestyle, figure out what they did, what formula did they discover to help get them to their level. So as a new artist, part of your job is to study other successful artists and don't compare yourself to them. So if you were to just compare song for song an artist like Beyonce and a no-name artist, the no-name artist song might be way better than Beyonce's song. However, Beyonce still has all the success. And again, that's because Beyonce has built a large foundation and she put in the work to get her to that level. So the takeaway here is just because it may seem that someone is great at one thing doesn't necessarily mean that they are great at everything. They're probably just using skills that you may not see on the surface level. They may have developed a great skill set in marketing and networking versus a great skill set in content creation or writing. So you need to become well-rounded. You need to become a well-rounded person or well-rounded artist. If you want to make it big, you cannot rely purely on talent, because someone who is not as talented as you but works harder than you in developing skills would get a lot further than you in a lot shorter time period. For example, in a war, a soldier wouldn't just go out into the field with just a knife or with one weapon. They go with multiple weapons. They'll go with like a sniper, a grenade, a knife, mines, drones, whatever you could think of. They go with tons and tons of weapons. This is a well-rounded person, someone good at many different skill sets. That person will go a lot further than someone that's not as good at using other equipment. So as an artist, you need to be able to do many things. You need to be well-rounded, especially in the beginning. If you do not have a team, you have to play all the roles. You need to be good at marketing. You need to be good at sales. You need to be good at networking. You need to be good at writing and content creation. There's tons and tons of skills that you can build as an artist to help you grow a lot faster. So yeah, someone's success doesn't necessarily mean that they're super talented or that they're way better than you. It just means that they figured out a formula that will help them get to the place that they want to go. They figured out the formula and the skill sets that they need, and they capitalized on all of that. They worked hard and gained those skills. And I don't want you to think that success equates to talent, because it doesn't. Now, competition is very good, and I do want you to have some competition to motivate you and keep you going forward. But competition with yourself is the most important, because if you're competitive with yourself, you can push yourself to great limits and reach your fullest potential. Because if you try to compete with other people, you can only be as good as they are, plus a little more. However, that may not be as good as your true potential. All right, guys, so I just wanted to leave you with that. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and drop a comment below. Now, if you want help and guidance through the artist process and don't have anyone on your team and wish you had someone on your team to guide you, then there's going to be a link under this video. Just click that link. It'll take you to my form, my application, and just fill that out. And then I will be in touch with you and we can figure out a time to speak. And if you want, send me a DM on Instagram. I respond to all my messages. I've been helping out a lot of you guys just strictly through DMs. But again, if you want more of a service type deal, there's going to be a link on this video where I can speak to you one-on-one and coach you and guide you through the process of becoming a successful artist.